What if I told you that the United States is still one of the few industrialized nations that legally executes people? It's a practice so deeply controversial that even in 2023, when we've seen everything from AI ethics to space tourism, the death penalty remains a lightning rod. And now, right here in Florida, the state is preparing to carry out its second execution in less than 24 hours. But here's what really makes this story worth unpacking. It's not just about the individuals being executed, it's about the system that allows this to happen, the moral gray areas it creates, and the way it reflects our collective struggle with justice, vengeance, and the limits of human fallibility. Let me break this down for you. You see, when they talk about James Duckett and Dominick Occhicone, they're not just talking about two men who committed heinous crimes. They're talking about a process that's been debated for centuries. I mean, personally, I think the death penalty is one of those issues where everyone has strong opinions, but very few people actually understand how it works in practice. What makes this really interesting is the sheer logistical absurdity of it all, scheduling executions like a TV show, with one happening in the afternoon and another in the evening. It's almost like a horror movie script. But here's the thing, these aren't just legal procedures. They're symbolic acts that force us to confront what we're willing to accept as a society. Do we truly believe that taking a life is ever a just response? Or are we just using it as a tool to satisfy a primal urge for retribution? Let's talk about the bigger picture. In my opinion, the fact that Florida is still using the death penalty in 2023 says a lot about where we are culturally. This isn't just a legal issue, it's a reflection of our values. What many people don't realize is that the death penalty is far from a deterrent. Studies have shown time and again that it doesn't reduce crime rates, and yet we keep funding it, debating it, and even carrying it out. A detail I find fascinating is how often these cases become political footballs. When a state like Florida executes someone, it's not just about justice, it's about power, control, and the way we use punishment as a statement. What this really suggests is that our criminal justice system is more about spectacle than rehabilitation, more about sending a message than about actual reform. And then there's the human element. Think about the families involved, the victims' loved ones, the families of the condemned. How do they reconcile their grief with the knowledge that the state is now taking a life in their name? It's a paradox that haunts every execution. If you take a step back and think about it, the death penalty is a relic of a bygone era, yet it persists because it's easy to justify in the moment. It's the ultimate shortcut, no prison overcrowding, no rehabilitation costs, just a single, irreversible act. But at what cost? This raises a deeper question. When we choose to execute someone, are we solving a problem, or are we just adding another layer of violence to an already broken system? So here's the thing, whether you support the death penalty or not, these events are a mirror. They show us who we are, what we value, and where we're headed. And if there's one thing I'm certain of, it's that the conversation around capital punishment isn't going away anytime soon. What do you think? Should we even be executing people anymore? Or is it time to finally move past this archaic practice and focus on real justice, rehabilitation, accountability, and healing? Let me know in the comments below.